What up, man? Welcome to the channel. We're gonna do something different with this one. I ain't had no video shot and edited. I was bullshitting this week. So I was gonna go live, but I forgot I ain't requested to go live yet. So I gotta wait 24 hours to do that. So shit, what we gonna do is we just gonna record some shit real quick. Somewhat live, and then we just gonna drop this bitch unedited. But man, I just wanted to get on here, roll up, smoke. That was really it. I really wasn't trying to do nothing too major. I have been watching this nigga here recently though. Let me see. We're gonna find some. Fuck it, the most deadly games.
Rap news, street politics, and we back again with
We
the
gonna
most
watch this.
dangerous gangs in Northeast
Smoke,
LA.
chill, you know what I'm
Now, a lot
saying?
of people have been asking
Not
us
too
about
much.
this section of the city, especially since we did Lincoln Heights, El Sereno. A lot of people have been saying where they hood at in this part of town. So here, go right here. Now, the thing is about this section, it's not a lot of hoods up here. It's only a few that's really putting it down. But some of these sets is real old school. They've been around for a long time, and there's been a lot of activity between these hoods. Now, again, as we always say, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this. Join the membership. We shooting out free merch. Tap in with us on Instagram. We appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us and supporting the channel on Instagram and YouTube. We still on the road to 100K on both platforms. And before we get cracking, I gotta give a shout out to Rodney in LA, man. Rodney in LA is somebody else that's been in this section. You seen him, he be in every hood. He rolled through and he also document the shit. And Rodney's somebody that we really gotta show support to. He's been supporting our channel since the jump. We support Rodney, y'all go check him out. He just made his first appearance on Haters World. And shout out Haters World too. Them dudes also have my boy Gangland Neem on Haters World as well, man. Y'all go check out Gangland Neem channel, man. I've been knowing that dude since like the Boys and Girls Club, elementary school shit. Check out his channel, go check him out, man. And we gotta shout out the members, man. The people that enjoying the channel have been rocking with us from day one. We got Adam Castille, Jim Woodward, Anthony DeShields, Tanya Villa, Victoria Martinez, and Shay, man. And also shout out Ghost from Canada, man. We got some merch coming to Ghost. Y'all want to see the merch, y'all hit us on Instagram. But we appreciate everybody that has signed up for the membership. And man, let's get right into it. So the first hood we gonna start with is a set that's been known to really put it down in this section, really beefing with their enemies, and they got a lot of presence on the internet, man. We got Highland Park Threadset, HLP.
Fuck the system, made it on our side. It's in the minds of you and I on TikTok algorithms. And now AI, the government ain't my friend. And I ain't pushing anarchy, I'm just saying I love my home so much. I want its people to succeed. And it seems a lot of things are in place to keep us down. Our streets covered in tents, it's intense. My skin is brown and my tattoos tell my...
Now, Highland Park is also known as Speedy Gang. You may see some dudes repping that Speedy Gonzalez mascot, but this is a set that's controlling a lot of area on top of the 110. And just to put it into perspective, exactly where we at in Northeast LA, we just west of Pasadena. We're gonna get to Pasadena when we touch San Gabriel Valley, but between Dodger Stadium, Pasadena, we're gonna cover some parts of Glendale and some other hoods around this Echo Park area. But right here by the 110, Highland Park 13 is controlling a lot of area, man. And one of their main streets is gonna be York Boulevard. That's gonna be the strip for these dudes over here. Now, really from the 110 up Avenue 64, a little bit past Meridian. Now, their main streets is gonna be like Figueroa. That's gonna run straight through their hood. And that's also gonna be like a borderline and an active area between them, the avenues, and Dogtown. But from like Avenue 50 and Fig, all the way up to about Fig and Meridian, a little bit past Meridian, and York Boulevard, them is gonna be their main spots. Now, these dudes been around since like the 70s, but they are large and active set in this section. And they was originally a part of the Highland Park Undertakers. Now, this side of Highland Park is known as the 50 side because they really going from Avenue 50 all the way to 59th and bleeding into the 60s as well, though. And some of their main beefs is going to be with Dogtown and the avenues. And man, they really getting cracking with the avenues in this part of town. Now, somebody that y'all may know from Highland Park is going to be Lucky from Hood Stocks.
out. You on my platform, bro.
Let me tell you something, dog. It's not even like that. He told me what it is. We're chilling.
And I already apologized, dog. So let's move forward, bro.
I walked out, dog.
Let's catch a fade, bro. Let's catch a fade.
And shout out Hood Stocks, man. Shout out that whole movement. But Lucky is somebody that really be stirring shit up on the streets. He's somebody that don't hold his tongue. And he's an active older homie from this section. Now, we seen him beef with a lot of people on this platform, but Hood Stocks is a reputable platform, and we seen them putting it down for HLP. Other people, they got Reverie Love and Big Droops coming out of Highland Park as well.
I wait. I go to bed. My mom gets off work at 5, comes home by like 6. 6 in the morning, she's waking me up. What the? And I barely got out of jail. She's like, what the fuck did you do? Look at the house. So I go outside. I see they wrote on the whole front of the house. Oh. I come outside. I cross it out. She's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Now, a lot of this area has been really gentrified. A lot of Highland Park has been gentrified, especially this whole Northeast LA area. You know, they trying to clean it up, but it's still active in this section. We got Highland Park Rec Center over here. Garvanza Skate Park. Again, all down York Boulevard by Benjamin Franklin High School and all the way up to Highland Market. These dudes are going to be in this section, man. Now, some of the cliques they got in this set, Backstreet Kings, Los Chicos Malos, York Boulevard G's, 50th Street Dukes, La Prada Street Locos, 59th Street, Baltimore Street. Now, I don't know if Baltimore Street's still active, but the Strickland boys as well. Now, over the years, they also have some bodies dropping over here recently. It's been a 26-year-old woman that was killed right outside their section off Meridian, and that was earlier this year. Another man was shot in May on Avenue 56 in Aldama. Another man was killed on Avenue 50 not too long ago. Again, that Avenue 50 is going to connect to Dogtown and the avenues as well. That's like the border of their hood. But it still be getting cracking in this section, and there's a lot of people that's putting on for this hood. Now, next up on the list, we got maybe the most active set coming out of Northeast LA right now. This is a reputable hood, a hood that everybody knows about, and is still putting it down. And these dudes got two sides, man. They controlling a lot of territory in Northeast LA. We got the Avenues 13.
Quisiera platicarles aquel día, año de 2008, corrían las noticias. Esto sucedió aquí en el barrio, es algo de lo más grande que ha pasado en el estado. La policía ya no seguía el paso, sabían que se iba a armar un desmadre en la ciudad.
Now, these dudes is also known to be called Skull Gang, and they entrenched in a lot of beef in this section, man. Now, to start with the side that's closer to HLP, their hood is going to be all the way down Fig as well. Going from Fig to the 110. Now, it's not a lot of area over here, but where it's really cracking at, this Avenue 57 area, Avenue 56, Avenue 55. All this area over here is extremely jumping in this section. These dudes is beefing with Dogtown, and they beefing with Highland Park over here.
Active in the hood and all these haters wanna fade me. Cypress in the vision, you could come and catch me slipping. All banged out with my ace cat fitting. I'm from the most hit gang, so these lanes always dissing. Fuck with the gang, don't leave your brains fucking missing. Shout out to the homies that be posted on the vision. Stealing with Slumpy, yeah, they always on a mission. Mental Nino, trying to catch an opposition.
Now on 57, they got them 5-7 Cyclones. That's who's really outside putting it down over here in this part of town. And this is their first and original territory, the one in Highland Park, and what's also known as Montecito Heights. This is where they first formed at. Now their second clique is gonna be in Glassell Park, where Cypress Avenue turns into Eagle Rock Boulevard.
Like, nigga, you don't know none of these gangs he talking about, man, for the most part, especially these Mexican gangs. Like, nigga, what?
Eagle Rock Boulevard gonna be the main street in that section over there, but their most active area in this section is gonna be over here by the Glen Terrace Apartments off Drew Street. Drew Street ain't nothing to play with over here, man. They really putting it down in this section. And again, like I said, these dudes is extremely active, and they in a lot of beef over here.
Fuck Riverside Avenue, gang. Fuck Riverside. Fuck River Rats. Fucking mag. What's on Riverside right here, on? Fuck River Rats.
Now, some may say this Drew Street area may be their most...
That's crazy. That nigga on the bus banking. Like, damn, folk. Let them niggas make it, man.
Infamous set. But again, on 57, them dudes is really putting it down, beefing it with HLP and Dogtown. But Dogtown, we're going to really get to where they at. 57 is cracking, but Drew Street turned up, and these dudes is beefing with Cypress Park. They known to beefing with Lincoln Heights, Rose Hill, Clover, Frogtown, again, Dogtown, 18th Street, Tunerville, The Rascals, and another big set that's also in this section, Echo Park 13, which is why you may see them pushing PK. So again, these dudes are extremely active. And a lot of times you may see them in a section, all they writing is abs. So, you know, you really just got to watch where you at when you over in this side of town. Now, they known for really getting busy, man, with dropping bodies. They still pushing work. Hella indictments, man. We seen an indictment not too long ago. Let us know if y'all want to see us touch on indictments that niggas be having from different hoods and just breaking down the whole process of how Deuce is going down and kind of how to not find yourself in a position to be tied up in an indictment, man. Let us know in the comments y'all want to see us breaking down shit like that. But some people from the Avenues just went down recently on a major indictment, little mail fraud thing, you know what I'm saying, where they was busting little checks. You know, we're not going to go too far into it, but the Avenues is extremely cracking, man. Now, some other clicks they got the 43 Tiny Locos. Again, they got the 57 Cyclones. Again, Drew Street, Division Street, Cypress Avenue, Chico's, Assassins, and the Pee Wee Gangsters. Now, these dudes also going to be around Jumbo Market, Sycamore Grove Park, Tierra de la Culebra Park. That's over there on 57th. These dudes are going to be outside, man. We just seen a man killed in a Glassell Park hood on Eagle Rock and Avenue 40. Another man was killed on Drew Street next door. Again, Drew Street, they main block. That was a couple years ago, somebody that got killed right over there in the middle of their hood. There was another man killed on Fletcher and Avenue 32. Again, all of these is in their Glassell Park section, so that's why some people say they Glassell Park hood is maybe their most active, man. And again, it's going to be one of the most active hoods in this section, man. Avenue 13. Now, the next hood on the list is what some may call the oldest continuously active hood in Los Angeles. This hood forming around like 1890. Very old school set, man. And they got two sections. We got Dogtown Reefer 13.
You better look both ways before you cross me. Stupid ass nigga, I'm shooting shit like the 5-3s. I had to cut bitches off, cause where would I be? On the block swinging pipe like I'm R3.
Keeps in the deep, the dog is providing heat. Affiliated, little Sereno toting guns on these streets. 211-20 while I'm holding down my D's on my feet. Never lacking, dogged up, supplying feeds. Count on.
Now we starting with this one over here in Monte Vista. They Monte Vista Avenue 53 click. Now this is the second one to form away from the projects, but this set supposedly formed in like the 70s. Now these dudes are smashed right in between HLP and the Avenues over here. And like I said, they really beefing it with the Avenues over here on Avenue 57. They don't control a lot of area, but bordering Avenue 50 and Avenue 59 between Figueroa and Monte Vista, this is where you may find some of these dudes. But again, this ain't really their active section over here. Avenues and HLP is really popping. But again, you may find these dudes over here on 53rd, Philly Mex Market, or Calas Fresh Market around here, man. But really, that Figueroa borderline is probably where you're going to see the most activity, not so much on Monte Vista.
Nigga, I'm a factor from my section, really born to raise, already boss out, I'm shooting, do it up in my day. If we see an opposition smoking part of the gang, and if we come so funny live, then I'm catching on face. Nigga, who is you? I'm the guy really fucking on you. Why favor stupid nigga tripping, finna boss out with my 9. Finna boss out with my 9, raw with a stick, already boss out, I'm shooting, ride for my clique.
But where these dudes are really active at, the William Meese Projects, man. Also known as Pueblo Pero or Projects Gang. This is a small but extremely active set, man, especially over here in the projects. Now, they projects is gonna be like Chinatown off Main Street, and they got their name from like a dog pound they used to be over here, and you would always be able to hear dogs barking. So that's how these dudes formed in this section. But again, they projects is still active on Main. It's not a big area, but they still looking to beef it, and they still got a lot of enemies, man. Now, this hood used to be mostly Caucasian, but later on down the line, they started letting in Mexicans and other races, and that's how they formed to be a Sureño Barrio. Now, the original dog pound and pretty much every house in the old Dogtown neighborhood kind of got destroyed and filled with factories. That's what you're going to see mainly around this area. And they smashed in between these factories, the 110, the LA River. So it's a real awkward place. It's a hood that you may not find yourself in too many times, especially where they projects is. And they also known to claim East Side despite being west of the river. Now, what you gonna see mainly over here, these dudes by the projects, is really going to be beefing with Eastside Clover. By Avenue 53, of course, they beefing with the avenues. They also beefing with 18th Street and Lincoln Heights. So these dudes is not afraid to get busy, man, with their enemies. Now, some...
Man, I'm fucking... Cali Street's crazy, man. That shit be fucking crazy. Like, you probably wouldn't even know you in the hood. And some of these places now, nigga, fucking, you right in the heart of that shit.
Some of the cliques they got is the Santos clique, Projects clique, Chicos, Locos, Dukes, Pee-wees, Vagos, and a few more, man. But something we seen over there in that Monte Vista area, we seen a murder on Fig and Avenue 57 again. Avenue 57 is going to be the Avenue's main block, but DTR is still over there. A Hispanic man was killed right there, right between Dogtown and the Avs. Well, another man was killed on Avenue 50 and Fig as well. So right on that borderline, man, where the avenues are, HLP is over there, and the Monte Vista clique of Dogtown is right there. It's cracking in that area. A lot of y'all know Fig, all the way from Northeast LA, all the way down to Torrance. Figueroa is still cracking.
I don't do no peace trees. I hope this 40 ripped on. Nobody's outside. These pussies really living in the ground. I'm trying to do it right, but they don't ever want to see me shine. Catch me in the intersect. I'll leave you with a stop sign.
Now, the next hood that's also in this Northeast LA area, in a section called Cypress Park, we got Cypress Park Boys 13.
Breaking news in Cypress Park, a shooting investigation now underway at San Fernando Road and Merced Streets.
KCAL 9's Lori Perez.
Now, this is an active set over here that also go by the name Parquet Cypress. And you know, a little fact about these dudes, they also got a logo, the little man with the hammer. So when you see that, that's also going to be synonymous with Cypress Park. Now, compared to the Avenues or Highland Park, their presence isn't going to be as loud as those hoods, but they're extremely active as well. Now, Cypress Avenue is going to run right through their hood. This is the middle of their set. But some areas for these dudes is going to be Cypress Park, Lupita's Market, S&J Liquor, and King Taco #1. This is going to be some of the spots where you're going to catch these dudes at. But they're not controlling a large area over here. Now, it's said that these dudes were originally a clique of the Avenues. I don't know how true that is. Based on where they sit geographically, I can see that. They right in between both Avenue hoods. But now this is who they mainly beef with. They mainly gonna be beefing it with the Avenues. They also beefing with Frogtown, Dogtown, Lincoln Heights, and Eastside Clover. Now they also known to be cool with the Rascals. We gonna get to the Rascals over in Atwater Village, but these two hoods is not clicked up. Now these dudes' presence may stretch all the way back to like the 1960s. That's when it said that these dudes broke away from the Avenues and formed their own section over here. But nonetheless, man, it's still active in this section. We seen a Hispanic male killed on Cypress and Verdugo. Now this is like the borderline between Cypress Park and the Avenues, but this would still be technically the Avenues. But like I said, these dudes' hood stretch down Cypress Avenue until it turns into Eagle Rock Boulevard. So these dudes can still be over here past Division Street, beefing it with the Avenues. Another dude was killed not too long ago at Cypress Park off San Fernando and Merced. So this area is still jumping. But this is another area that's low-key gentrified. It's really going to be popping from Cypress Park all the way to that King Taco, and that's about it, man. But these dudes are still outside, still nothing to play with. Now, the next hood we're going to get to is going to be on the other side of the river, right across from Cypress Park. We got Frogtown Reefer 13.
Within this part of LA, within this small town, alias Frogtown, alias Frogtown, alias Frogtown, alias Frogtown, alias Frogtown, my home.
Now, FTR is also going to be known as Frog Gang or Riverside. They located in what's known as the Elysian Valley neighborhood, and the neighborhood is also called Frogtown. Now, with them being pressed up right against the river, it said that when it used to rain, all the frogs would come out the river and populate this area, which is how it got its name, Frogtown. But this is another set that's been around for an extremely long time. I'm talking like the 1930s. And all they blocks are dead ends, which is going to end up either on the riverside or off the 5 freeway. Now, these dudes also have a mascot, and when you see them hit up, you may just see a frog. This is very indicative of being in a section. Now, you may see these dudes at Elysian Valley Rec Center, Riverdale Avenue, Marsh Skate Park, all around this area, especially Ripple Street, Blake Avenue, and all down Riverside Drive. These dudes are going to be outside. Now, they got a little bike trail that goes along the river. These dudes are hit up all over there as well. And despite their location and how long they've been around, these dudes are still active. They beefing with sets like Echo Park 13, the Avenues, the Rascals, Tunerville, Crazies 13, Diamond Street, and Cypress Park. Now, a notable figure that y'all may know from here is Emilio Rivera, the actor and comedian. You may have seen this dude in Venom, Friday After Next, Spider-Man. This dude is from Frogtown Reefer. And even though their area isn't too big, they do have a few cliques in Churchside Locos, Parkside Gangsters, Elysian Valley Boys, and Riverside. But I don't think Riverside is considered to be active, but it's still something that they represent. Now, Crystal Street is also going to be a main block in their hood. We seen a Hispanic male killed on Crystal Street over here. That was back like in 2021, but it's still cracking in this area. Now, the thing is, geographically, this isn't the easiest area to get to. Like I said, it's tucked right in between the river and the 5, and it's not a lot of ways in and out this area. But these dudes are still around in their section. You will see them hitting up. You will see them hanging out, and Frogtown Reefer's still on the map. Now, another set that's on the other side of the 5, right across from Frogtown Reefer. Some people may or may not consider this Northeast LA, but this is a set that beef with these Northeast LA hoods, and I would say it's still considered Northeast LA, even though it's west of the 110 and the 5. We got Echo Park 13.
Fire. Right now, Northeast Division of LAPD are out here. We got the area locked down, and they're actually waiting for detectives to arrive here on scene. Now, motive and suspect, that information not coming to the helicopter as of yet, but officers are on scene. 2 people in the hospital after a multiple shooting happened out here in the Echo Park area.
Now, Echo Park, man, is an extremely active set in this section. These dudes is not for play over here. They're on the west side of the Dodger Stadium, and they controlling a large area. Now, right where Frogtown ends at the 5, you can say Echo Park is going from the 5 all the way down to Reservoir Street, between Glendale Boulevard and Park Drive. These dudes are controlling a lot of blocks in this section. Now, the northern area towards Frogtown is going to be a little bit gentrified, but when you get down towards Echo Park Lake, Echo Park Avenue, these dudes are going to be extremely active over here. Now, this area is specifically known as Elysian Heights to the north and Echo Park to the south. But again, with it being so close to Dodger Stadium, you know this gentrification is real heavy over here. But again, like I said, these dudes are still outside putting it down and beefing with their enemies. But one thing Task Force is trying to do is lock these dudes up so they can further gentrify this area and clean it up. But, you know, maybe in the next 10, 15 years, it may be all sold up. But right now, these dudes beefing heavy with the Crazies, with Diamond Street, La Mirada Locos, Frogtown, Osiri Boys, Headhunters, and Big Top Locos. But I said a main beef right now, what they really got cracking towards Reservoir Street is beefing with Diamond Street. Now, they claim to fame, how they really got their name outside was a movie called Mi Vida Loca. Now, that movie had real parts in this hood and real members from this hood representing Echo Park 13. So that may be where some people know this section from. Now, again, like we said, they really active over here by the park. We've seen a Hispanic male killed over here on Park Drive. Another man killed off Glendale and Reservoir, which borderlines they hood and the Crazy 13 hood. Another 28-year-old male killed over here on Echo Park Avenue. So this section is still jumping and this hood is very active. But some other notable spots besides the park is going to be Patra Burgers on Sunset, Echo Park Market, and also around this Chevron by Echo Park Avenue and Morton Avenue. Now, a main street that run over here that's really going to be popping as well is Sunset. Now, we know Sunset Boulevard go all the way to West Hollywood, but you will find these dudes around Sunset as well, by Echo Park Avenue and Sunset, Logan Street. So this section is still not one to play with, man. Now, because we touched on Echo Park, we talked about their beef with Diamond Street. When we talked about Westlake, Pico Union, Hollywood, historic South Central in our past videos, we didn't have Diamond Street in there. We wanted to include them with Echo Park. So this is why we got to touch on Diamond Street today, right here. Now, Diamond Street is technically, again, it's going to be like North Westlake, historic Filipino town. It's definitely not considered Northeast LA, but it's still north of the main part of the city. But Diamond Street probably going to be one of the most active sets on this list. aside from the avenues, Diamond Street, Echo Park, these dudes is really cracking in this section, man. I'm talking about not playing games underneath that 101 freeway. Now, their main streets is going to be between Temple Street and Colton Street, going from Glendale Boulevard to Boylston Street. Again, tucked right in between that 101 freeway, but you'll also see these dudes bleeding on the other side of Echo Park Lake, beefing with Echo Park 13. They looking to expand, and there's another hood over here that we also gonna speak on. Now, these dudes' main block is gonna be like Edgeware, Bixel, Court Street, Douglas Street. These dudes are gonna be outside, especially on Temple Street and Edgeware. They on patrol in this area, man. Like I said, they really beefing it right now with Echo Park. That's gonna be like their biggest beef at this point. Now, this is another neighborhood that's been around for a long time, like since the 1920s. And they also known to use that phrase, con zafos, which means with safety. Now, I don't know exactly why they use that term, but that's something that's gonna be synonymous with their hood. Now, they don't control a big area over here, but like I said, these dudes make up for it. We're really getting active with their enemies. They beefing with Temple Street, who's not far from here. Headhunters, Rockwood Street Locos. We touched on Rockwood Street Locos and 18th Street, who they beefing with. That's in our Pico Union video. We covered all these hoods in Westlake, Crazy Riders, all these dudes. Go check our Pico Union video out. But Diamond Street gets active just like them dudes over there. Now, they got a couple clicks over here. They got the Chicos Locos, Furman Locos, Pee Wee Dukes, Winos, Cut Downs, Night Owls, Tiny Vets, and Pearls, PRS. But this area...
What the hell? All these fucking names just in one guy. Like, bro. See why niggas say you gotta be on point everywhere out there in that motherfucker, nigga. You gonna never know where you at. Offset of an offset of an offset in this motherfucker.
Area is another section that you should not be playing in. When you go over here, they striking it up. They outside on Temple Street for real. Now, the next set, again, that we didn't put on that Pico Union list, but it's still going to be over here. But this section is also going to bleed across the 101 to Echo Park. We got Big Top Locos for that set.
Yo soy Kiko from the west side, Big Top Locos. My generation is from the 80s. I got in around 1987. From right there, I just been from the hood. You know, just kicking back, you know, with the older homies when I was growing up, and just lived around the area actually when I was growing up around the liquor store.
Now, we have to reiterate, this is like Filipino town, not what you would technically consider Northeast LA, but they beefing with Northeast LA hoods. Now, Big Top Locos is also known as Topster Gang or Top Boys. This is an active section in this Filipino town, Echo Park area. Now, most people may forget about or not know about this set thinking they not active, but these dudes is here and they outside. One set they really going at it with, I don't know if they really like stop beefing with a lot of other people, but MASTC 13. Now, I think this is an emergent hood over here that's trying to take over this Big Top Locos area. Mexican Assassin Street Criminal. Now, I don't know how established these dudes are, but when you in this Big Top Locos hood, you're going to see Big Top and MASTC really going at it to the point where it don't look like Big Top is really beefing with anybody else because MASTC is looking like they want to take their shit over. But with MASTC, man, y'all let us know in the comments, is MASTC a real established set over here? And kind of give us some backstory. This is a new hood that may be forming in this section. Now, a lot of Big Top Locos homies are sitting down, man, especially their older members. So that's why people may think that they're not active, but these dudes are still outside. They originally started off in the 80s as like a football club known as Top Boys on the hill next to Echo Park Lake. This is how they got their name Big Top. And also due to an old liquor store with the same name. They also beef with Echo Park 13, Crazy's 13, Temple Street, Rockwood Street, 18th Street, Headhunters, and DIA. But they are known to be on good terms with Diamond Street. Because, man, if they was beefing with Diamond Street, this area would be going crazy right now. But both of these hoods is beefing with Echo Park 13. Now, also over here, we didn't see the man killed on Bellevue, which borders Big Top and Temple Street hood. Now, we also talked about Temple Street hood when we talked about Pico Union in East Hollywood. So, again, y'all go check that video out. But over here on Bellevue, there was a Hispanic man murdered in this section. Now, Big Top is really going to be active around this Temple Street area. They go from like Burlington and Glendale Boulevard, past Temple Street, past the 101, all the way up to like Montrose or Bonnie Bray. Now, some of these streets is going to sound real familiar when we talking about Westlake. Bonnie Bray, Alvarado, Burlington, these streets are extremely active. And Big Top gonna go from Alvarado to Glendale Boulevard. So their area is not too big, but they do control some sections. Now headed back up north in the area that's like Silver Lake, Echo Park, we got Westside Crazies 13.
West Side, West Valley Crazies, Looney, Boxer. They crossed out the taggers, fuck taggers, green light on the taggers, that's it.
Now the Crazies have a pretty active section over here, man. They beefing with Echo Park 13, and they hood is really gonna start on like Sunset and Alvarado. Now really they do stretch past Berkeley Avenue, but where Alvarado turned into Glendale, I'm gonna say that's where shit kind of cut off. But to the west, up Alvarado, some of that shit is a little gentrified. Some of it you gonna see presence of these dudes, but really on Alvarado, which is a notorious street, Crazy 13 is extremely active over here. But Mayberry Street is gonna be one of their main blocks in this section, and it's jumping over here. Now Mayberry Street used to be another set, used to be a completely different game, but Crazies and Mayberry Street joined together, and Mayberry Street became a clique of the Crazies 13. Now they also have a set in Reseda in the Valley. Again, we're gonna touch on the Valley, we're gonna get to the 818, and we're gonna cover all the active sets up there, but the Crazies 13 is active down here as well. Now this set actually started off as an Asian game, but of course they progressed into having more Hispanic membership and joining the Sudaño card. Now like we said, they beefing with Echo Park. They also beefing with Temple Street, Frogtown, La Mirada, the Rascals, Big Top Locos, Tunerville. They getting cracking in this section, man. But something that you may see when you over here, you're gonna see that 50 going hard on these streets over here, man. It's a lot of people sleepwalking in this section. Now we know Sunset really got a lot of shit going on in it. Again, that's where they hood gonna start. But this section looks like the gutter, man. Now we did see a man killed over here on Sunset and Rampart. That's gonna be right on this Crazy 13 Temple Street borderline. And again, they beefing with Temple Street, is cracking in this area. That's why we gotta put Crazy 13 on this list. Now to go back up to where people would truly consider shit being Northeast LA, we got the Rascals 13. Now this is gonna be Atwater Village or Atwater. But when you get to this point over here, between the 5 and the 2, gentrification has really took over in this section, man. We gotta put these hoods on here. They real old school. It's a lot of dudes that still repping these sets, but it's a lot of white people in this section, man. But the Rascals is gonna go from like Fletcher Drive all the way to Los Feliz Boulevard, from the river to like San Fernando Road. But their main strip is gonna be Glendale Boulevard. Now y'all know Glendale, not too much shit going on, but the Rascals, man, is a storied hood. They also known as the Atwater Villagers or the Atwater Gang. And again, this is a large area, large hood with a lot of respect and a lot of active members, man. Now they hang out more south of Glendale Boulevard towards the avenues, but these people is trying to push them more north towards Tunerville. The Rascals said to be founded in like the 80s, originally known as the Atwater Boys. Now they formed at a time where Tunerville, Avenues, Frogtown was really popping, so they really had to get their name up. And this is the only set in Northeast LA that claims West Side, despite them being Northeast. Now it was said that they started on the West Side and originally wanted to click up with Diamond Street, but apparently got rejected. I don't know how true that is. That's just some word. And these dudes don't officially have a hood logo like you'll see with these other Northeast LA sets. But with that being said, of course, they beefing with the Avenues, they beefing with Tunerville, beefing with the Crazies 13, Frogtown, Armenian Power, and for sure Diamond Street. But they kind of have like an alliance between Highland Park and Cypress Park Boys. And they got these semi-independent cliques in they set. Los Phantoms, Los Angeles River Drunks, and the Without Sleep crew. They also have a clique in Hesperia. So again, this section is being heavily gentrified.
The names, bro, the names.
But this is still a respected and reputable set in Northeast LA. Now the last set on the list, we basically in Glendale at this point. We gotta hit y'all with Tunerville Reed for the essay. Now this is where gentrification really is hitting crazy in this section. Now the middle of they hood got like Mercedes dealerships and shit like that. So what we see with this hood is probably these dudes have moved into a lot of white collar shit. But this is a very infamous and large hood, also known as the Via, but formerly known as Latin Souls back from the 1930s. Now this is a hood that's known to have many races, which is why I say they may have switched over to this white collar shit. They're known to have some white dudes and Asians from this set.
Now this video right here is for all the youngsters, all the little homies that want to get put onto the hood. that want to start gangbanging. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. You could gangbang if you want. You could do whatever you want. It's your life. But as a person that been through years of this shit, that has experience in all of this shit, I'm here to tell you the consequences of it. See,
now, the dude that was from this hood, he had 2 attempted bodies on the LAPD, Timothy McGee. And I think he shot like 7 people, killing 3, went on a little spree. This dude was from Tunerville Reefer. And I think he was doing all that work like in Atwater Village. So these dudes got some reputable members coming out this set. And again, their reputation is strong despite them being in such a gentrified area. Now, they got 2 sections over here. They got one that press up against the train tracks from Los Feliz Boulevard where the Rascals end, all the way up to like Sequoia Street. Brunswick Avenue is going to be like the middle of that section. And Brunswick and Chevy Chase Drive is going to be like the main spot where you may find some of these dudes at. And also Chevy Chase Park is going to be right here. So between the train tracks and the LA River. Now, on the other side of the train tracks, from San Fernando Road all the way to Chevy Chase Drive, between Colorado and Los Feliz Road, this is where you have like another section, again, separated by the train tracks. And Maple Park is a staple of these dudes' hood over here. But again, TVR operating in an extremely gentrified area, but these dudes are an extremely reputable set and something that y'all wanted to see out of Northeast LA, man. This Rap News Street Politics. After this, we going up to the 818. We still got Southgate. We got a lot more hoods to cover, a lot more activity to touch on. Yep.
That should be crazy, boy. Like, yeah, man. That's it, man. That's it. Never major. Something slight. Just trying to throw something up real quick. Let me know how y'all fucking with it. Could do some more shit. Let me go and subscribe. Give my cuz that subscribe. Shout out that nigga. Rap News and Street Politics. He got some good shit, man. Yeah, nigga, I'm smoked. I mean, I'm fucking high as hell, obviously. So other than that, bro, we out.